All right. Hello, everyone. I am looking forward to the conversation I'm going to have today with my student, Yelisa. I have known Yelisa for a long time, so I am really, really looking forward to our conversation. Yelisa, how are you?
I'm doing great, teacher Tiffany. I'm so excited. And what about you? How
I
are
am
you?
feeling good. I'm feeling really good. You know, one thing about you, Yelisa, whenever we have our group classes, you always smile so big. So it always makes me happy to see your smiling face. So I feel great. I'm seeing your smiling face.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you because you always are a smile too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so then let's jump right in. And just for those listening and watching, just to give you a heads up, there might be a few times where we have a little bit of an internet issue, but hang in there, don't leave. So we're going to keep going with the conversation. So, Yelisa, can you please introduce yourself? Who are you? Where are you from? Your hobbies? Anything you'd like to share?
Okay. I'm Yelisa. I'm from Dominican Republic. I live here in Dominican Republic. I'm married. I have two children, one son. He is 3 years old, and one daughter. He is 8 years old.
Mhm.
And I'm also a Christian. I serving God in my local church.
Amazing.
And one of my hobbies is read. I like to read.
Mhm.
I consider a bookworm.
I
I
love
like
it.
to read. Yeah, Christian books, also personal for personal growth. And many things, many types of books are so interesting for me because I can learn many things from it. And also I like to listen to music, gospel music.
I
No
love it.
secular music, but gospel music, I like it.
I
That's
love
me.
it. I love
Uh,
it. I love it. I think, Yelisa, I just got back from South Korea visiting my friend and her family and the babies. She had a baby. So when you said your son is 3 years old, immediately I thought, oh, he's little. He's so cute. So I'm sure
yeah.
both your kids, your 3 year old and your 8 year old, are both very cute. So another thing I was thinking as you were speaking is how much your English has improved. I've watched your growth over the time you've been with us. So, Yelisa, can you please share with us when did you start your English journey and why did you choose English? You're Dominican, so that means you speak Spanish very well. When did you start studying English and why did you choose English?
Well, this start many time alone.
Mm,
It was when I was a kid. I was
mm,
8 years old.
mm,
I studied English in an institute,
mm,
but I think in those time I didn't realize the importance of English, and
mm,
I quit it at that time.
mm.
When I grew up, and I went to the university, to the college, I really like the language. I
Yeah.
love it. And I tried to start over and, start to improve my English skill. And I took some tests for
Mm-hmm.
applying in some institute,
Mm-hmm.
and I start again
Wow.
my English journey.
Yeah.
And it had been a lot of time, more than 20 years that I'm
Wow.
been studying English. But when I finished all my courses, the beginning, intermediate, and advanced, and also
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
I noticed that something was missing. And
Mm,
I stopped
mm,
studying. I stopped speaking. And
mm,
it was a big mistake because I start forgetting many words
mm,
and forgetting many things.
mm,
And here in Dominican Republic, as you mentioned, we speak Spanish,
mm-hmm,
and this is not an advantage for us. And
mm,
I didn't have any person who can practice with me.
mm,
But in the middle of everything, I realized that I need to improve my English skill.
mm.
It start. I'm going to explain because it's a long
Sure.
story, but
Yeah,
it
please.
start.
This is all about
It
you.
really
Please.
start.
Yeah, go ahead.
it really started the last year. It
Mm,
was in October 2022
mm,
when some sister and brothers in Christ asked me if I could teach their children in basic
wow.
English.
Mm,
And I said, okay, why not? And I start this new project, and I was seeing, I was aware of my weakness, and I said, oh no, I
mm,
need to do something. I need to improve all of my skill in English skill.
mm.
And when I was looking for something on YouTube,
Yeah.
some classes, some tips for teaching
Yes.
children, one of your ads popped up in that moment. And oh my goodness, I was thrilled. I understand everything that you mentioned, that you were talking, and
Mm,
all you were offering.
mm.
If, if you are in intermediate level to
Yes.
pass to an advanced level, and I said, I need that. I really need that. And
Mhm,
right now, I am a home stay mom,
mhm,
and I'm not working.
mhm.
And at that time, I asked to my husband if he could pay my subscription and get enrolled in your academy. It was
Thank you to your
you
husband.
open the doors. Yeah, he's a good husband, right?
Yes. Yes.
And you opened the doors on December and he couldn't for some reason. And I said, oh my goodness, I lost the chance.
Mm.
But then on February from this year, 2023, this is my opportunity. And I asked him to pay, and get enrolled in the academy. And I say I'm going to learn with teacher Tiffani. This is
Wow.
my opportunity to be in another level, and because
Mm,
I really like the language, but
mm,
I didn't have the the confident enough
mm,
confident
mhm.
to speak with another people.
Yeah.
That's why it begins in all of this situation. Why I decided to
Wow.
improve my English skill.
It's so amazing. So this is a part of your story that it's my first time to hear, where you're saying that you really wanted to improve your English because you wanted to help other people. And Yelisa, my desire is to help as many people as possible. So whenever I meet a member of our family like you, and realize that you have the same heart. You just want to help people. You love English, yes, but you also want to help people. It really makes me smile. So thank you for sharing your story. It wasn't too long of a journey. I enjoyed the whole thing. I think it ended too quickly, but it's good to know that. So okay, so you joined in February. I'm so glad you were able to come in when the doors opened, and you came into the daily English lessons, right? 365 days.
Yes,
Perfect.
365 days.
Perfect. So you're in that program and you've been with us since February. Let me ask you this question. For those listening and watching, I'm sure they can tell your English is amazing. You speak with confidence now. All of the things you said you needed, it seems like now you have them. You're smiling, you're confident, you're expressing yourself well. But I have a question because I know on any journey that we might be on as human beings, there are good days and there are bad days. There are sometimes challenges that we experience. So I want you to let us know, Yelisa, on this journey where you are right now, you've improved so much. But right now, what is the hardest thing about studying English for you?
Okay. My hardest things for studying English is when I'm listening podcasts.
Mm,
When some people are speaking too fast,
mm,
and also it's different when people are talking to you face to face,
mm-hmm,
and by phone it's different. If the
mm,
people also are laughing or making
mm,
a joke,
mm.
is really a challenge to get or to catch the word or
Yes.
what they are talking about. It's really It's really hard to understand this. And also when people has a different accent,
Yeah. Yeah.
they have different accent. This is the really part that I'm working on it, but
Yeah.
this
That's,
is
yeah.
truly a challenge for me.
That's a challenge. I've heard many English learners have mentioned that. I'm glad that now are there certain podcasts? Here's an interesting question for you. So you said the challenge is when you're listening to podcasts. Are there certain podcasts that you are currently listening to? And I'm asking because someone listening or watching might want to listen to the same ones.
Right now, I'm just listening to the podcasts that you have
Well,
on
thank
your
you.
daily plan. On your daily plan, sometimes or rather I listen to another podcast because I'm really focused on this plan,
Yeah.
and sometimes someone send me and I just listen, but this is for
Okay.
now because I think too much
Mm,
information make me feel overwhelming,
good
and
point.
I just little by little, little by
Great
little.
point. I want to emphasize what you just said for those listening and watching. Elisa said, too much information can be overwhelming. It's not that you don't want to listen to other podcasts. It's just that right now you're focusing on the lessons. Very good. I agree with that. Very good. Okay, that's your challenge. What do you enjoy the most? You've been a part of our family since February. Right now, at the time of this recording, it's October. So tell us, what do you enjoy the most? Why did you decide to stay? You could have come in and said, no, husband, this is not the right place. But you stayed. So what do you enjoy the most, Yelisa?
I enjoy the most to be with a group of people
Hmm.
that are, like you mentioned, a family.
Yeah.
I'm learning from each other. It's not just English, it's about life, about values, everything. And when
Um,
you connect with different kind of people, oh, it's amazing. I really appreciate this. And thanks God we are with right people. Like
yes.
I always mention right people around
Yes.
us, surrounding us and pushing us to get better.
Yes.
And it's amazing for me. This is the most part that I really enjoy.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So you love the family aspect. You've been with us. You don't want to leave us. You want to stay with us, right? We talked a little bit
No.
before the recording, right?
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you this. At the very beginning of your journey with me, you mentioned before you enrolled that one of your church sisters asked you to teach their children English. So that's how your journey started. You wanted to kind of improve your English. How has your life changed after speaking English? How has your life changed? Your English has improved so much. You speak with confidence. Tell us how your life has changed. In what ways?
I think it changed little by little, but
Mm,
I gain more confidence when I
mm,
speak in, or not also with native speaker, with every single person. It doesn't
mm,
matter the nationality. You
mm,
can talk with them,
mm.
and I think that I can do it. If someone could do it,
I love it.
and when someone is with you every day, because I noticed something, teacher Tiffani,
Mm,
English journey is not for a period of time, it's
mm-hmm.
for your entire life. And
Exactly.
I was wrong thinking of that. It was just a period here when you study just for a period of time.
Mm,
But you have to notice this is every day that you need
yes.
to put in practice because you can forget it.
True. So true. Wow. Excellent advice. True words. Okay. So you've realized the importance of consistency and doing it all the time and working with others. What's your dream? Looking forward now into the future, what is your dream regarding English?
My dream is getting a job related to English,
Mm,
also serving God in a
mm,
in some aspect and in different ways, using the
mm,
language, of course,
mm,
because sometimes we keep in touch with sister and brothers in Christ that came from the other part of the world, and
Mm,
they speak English with us.
mm.
And if you have the opportunity to do it, I want to do it.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love
Mhm.
it. I love it. Okay, now I'd like to transition a little bit where you will give advice to the person listening. I want you to tell us, in your opinion, Yelisa, you've had this journey of over 20 years, right? Well over 20 years. And now where you are confident and you have even bigger dreams. So, what do you think is the most important thing for an English learner to remember as they're on their journey? What's the most important thing to remember?
The most important thing to remember is, don't compare your journey
Mm,
with another person.
mm.
If you want to compare yourself, but the past and now,
Yes,
the
yes.
progress, that you have it, but don't make comparisons with anyone, and keep going. This is a good point. You need to study.
Mm,
It
mm,
doesn't come from one day to another day. You need to
mm,
study and be consistency, as you mentioned in all your videos, and follow a plan. I think is important.
mm.
And I think the best option in your academy is a lifetime. I'm really looking forward. I'm praying. I'm praying for God for this, really,
I love
because
it.
this is amazing. You can improve
Mm,
in every area in your life, and
mm.
there is a lot of information that we need to take time for learning. And I think we need to study, be consistent, don't compare
Mm,
to others,
mm,
and keep going. No,
mm,
don't pay attention to what other people think about your
mm,
pronunciation maybe, or your progress in English. And don't
mm.
stop. Don't stop like I did it before.
Wow, great advice. I love it. I love everything you said. And I want to make sure the person listening, the person watching, truly follows your advice. You mentioned consistency. You mentioned the importance of remembering that this is a long journey and not to compare yourself with other people. Just compare yourself to your old self. So, excellent advice. Excellent advice. Now, I'm going to let you ask me a question. Is there anything that you would like to ask me? I know you've been with us for a while, but anything you're curious about or curious to know?
Okay. I know a little bit from you,
Mhm.
from the videos,
Mhm.
but I just want to know, when do you find that you were passionate, that you have passionate from teaching? What was
Mm.
the moment that you say, oh, the click, this is what I really need? What happened to you? What do you feel, or what
Wow,
happened?
great
I don't
question.
know.
Great question. So, to answer your question, that happened when I was in Korea, my first year in South Korea. So, again, you know some of my backstory, but for those watching or listening, I'll give kind of a quick summary. I used to work at NASA. I was a web developer. I was into tech, like technology was my actually career. Uh, but went to Korea as a missionary, just planning to be there for 1 year. However, I think it was during my first 2 months in Korea. We were given, no, it was my first 6 months. We were given a curriculum to teach. It was very well laid out. You didn't really have to think as a teacher. They gave you everything you had to teach the students. What I noticed, Elisa, maybe around the fourth month of being in Korea, was that the curriculum was great, but each student was different. Students had different challenges. Like you mentioned, one of your challenges is listening to podcasts, right? So even though the curriculum was amazing, sometimes I'd have a student that had a little bit of a challenge that wasn't related to the curriculum. And I noticed that I would get excited to help that student. Well, no matter what their issue was, I wanted to help them fix it. So if they were struggling with listening to podcasts, I give them tips like, hey, do this, this, and this, and it will help you understand podcasts more. Or do this, this, and this, and it will help you write more in a better way when you're writing in English. things that were not connected to the curriculum. So I realized I was excited to help. And then I noticed, say, a few weeks later, those students were improving. So I realized, wait a minute, there's something here. I love helping them, and what I'm telling them seems to be working. So I started doing it more. I was still following the curriculum that was given to me, but I would help students when they'd come to me outside of class or during class, they'd have a quick question. I noticed the excitement would build when I got the opportunity to give them a new tip or a new methodology or a new way of doing something and seeing the results. So that's really when it clicked. Oh, Tiff, yes, you are into computers, but I think to myself, I was thinking, I think God gave me the talent for teaching. And prior to that, I had never thought about it because that wasn't my direction. So that's when I realized it.
Pretty good. Thank you for answering me, because I was, I really want to ask this,
Yeah.
because you have energy, you are amazing as a teacher, you are
Oh,
so kind. I think this is a gift that God gave you,
oh, thank
and it's an
you.
honor. It's an honor to talk with you, Teacher Tiffani. You are like,
I'm
someone says, like a celebrity for us. Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
I really appreciate that. I just to add, because you mentioned that you guys recognize the passion. Right now with the academy though, Yelisa, and with YouTube, again, you know I'm a Christian. I feel like this is my life's purpose. Even how the channel started, even how the academy started. I literally received, like I was praying and God said, I need you to start this YouTube channel. That's how the channel started. God impressed me to start the channel and with the academy. So the excitement you all see, the passion you all see is every day of the week, I get an opportunity to really live out my purpose and help somebody. So knowing that whatever you're doing is helping somebody else, it just makes you live a happy life. Like I'm excited, like I can help Yelisa today. Yes. And I'm genuinely excited. So yeah, I feel like this is my purpose for life. And I feel like I am honored to be able to help other people like you. So yeah.
Amazing.
Well, Yelisa, thank you so much. I truly enjoyed this conversation. God answered prayers. The internet stayed
Yes.
stable. It really
Thank you,
did.
God.
God is good. Well, Yelisa, we will see each other again. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me, hon. I appreciated it.
Thank you, you too, Teacher Tiffani, and take care. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Bye,
Bye bye.
hon.